Welcome to Academic Guru's Tutoring Tuesday, where we answer all of your high school, college, and university questions. If you would like your question to be featured on next week's Tutoring Tuesday, please submit your questions to questions@academicgurusinc.com. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay current with all of our new videos.
Okay, so we have another interesting problem here. So it says the following graph shows the quantity of pencil sales with respect to the day in August in various office supply stores. Which of the following is most likely to be the equation of the trend line? Alright, so the first step here would be to draw our line of best fit. So a line of best fit is pretty much a straight line that represents the data on a scatter plot. So let me draw my line. Let's see. I'm going to be so precise here. Let's be precise. So, alright, so here's my line of best fit. Now I need to find the slope of our line, right? So you should recall that slope is pretty much rise. Write it down. So rise over run. So let's pick our first point and determine our slope. So my rise would be 20. In other words, we're going 20 units up, and my run would be approximately 3 units. So our slope would be y equals 20 over 3x. Now I need to figure out my y-intercept, but since the question is multiple choice, we're already given our y-intercept to be negative 20. So we're not even going to calculate it. Good thing with multiple choice questions is that when you get closer to your answer, you don't need to do extra calculations. So now I have y equals 20 over 3x minus 20, but I don't see my answer in my choices. They're represented with D and S. So you might ask, which one's which? Well, looking at our coordinates, I can just tell that my x-axis, it says date in August. So my x-axis is D or date. So I'm going to change this with D. And my y-axis, it says pencil sales, or in other words, just sales. So I'm going to change that with S. Okay, so I'll get S equals 20 over 3D minus 20 as my final answer. So let's see. It's not the first one, it's not the second one, it's the last one. Alrighty, so there you have it for this question. Alright, so this is the second part of our problem. It says, by examining the following graph, you can determine that the date in August and the pencil sales have what type of correlation. So since we found our slope to be positive from the last part, we can instantly tell that this is a positive correlation. So there you have it. A lot of times teachers tend to ask this question first, and then they'll ask you to determine the slope, and that's essentially what makes many students to get the wrong answer. So again, nothing too difficult here. Just remember to find your slope whenever you're dealing with problems like this, because it'll allow you to know more about the problem, and it'll be super helpful when you're asked about correlations. So there you have it for this video.
Thank you for tuning into our Tutoring Tuesday channel. If you enjoyed watching this video and found it helpful, please give us a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. We would love to hear from you. Until next week's Tutoring Tuesday, happy studying.